Are you exercising to stay young, but actually making yourself older? What if I told you the workout you thought was protecting your heart and muscles could be stealing 7 years of your life? Today, I'm revealing the forbidden exercise that millions of seniors are still doing and the safer alternatives that truly slow aging. You're about to discover that the exercise you've been doing religiously for years, the one you thought was keeping you young, is actually aging you faster than sitting on the couch. This isn't about some extreme sport or dangerous activity. This is about something millions of people over 60 do every single day, believing they're improving their health when they're actually accelerating their biological aging by up to 7 years. What if I told you that every time you do this exercise, you're triggering a cascade of cellular damage that shows up as wrinkles, joint deterioration, muscle loss, and even cognitive decline? What if the very thing you've been told is the fountain of youth is actually the reason you feel more tired, more achy, and older than your actual age? The exercise I'm talking about isn't obviously dangerous. In fact, it's recommended by fitness influencers, promoted in senior centers, and probably something your own doctor has suggested. But new research from the Stanford Center on Longevity has revealed something shocking. People who do this exercise regularly show biomarkers of accelerated aging, including increased inflammatory markers, elevated cortisol, decreased collagen production, and most frighteningly, shortened telomeres, those protective caps on your DNA that determine how fast you age. Before I reveal what this exercise is, let me explain what's happening in your body when you age, because understanding this will help you see why this particular exercise is so devastating after 60. Every cell in your body has a biological clock. This clock isn't measured in years, but in cellular divisions. Each time a cell divides, your telomeres get shorter. When they get too short, the cell dies or becomes senescent, basically a zombie cell that causes inflammation and ages surrounding tissues. Normal aging shortens telomeres gradually, but certain stressors can accelerate this process dramatically. Smoking, for instance, ages your cells by about 4 years. Chronic stress adds another 3 to 5 years. But this exercise? Research shows it can add 7 to 10 years of cellular aging when done incorrectly after 60. The exercise is high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, when performed at maximum intensity without proper recovery. Now, before you close this video, thinking this doesn't apply to you because you don't do CrossFit or boot camps, understand that HIIT has infiltrated almost every exercise program. That's spin class, where they tell you to give it your all for 30 seconds. That's HIIT. The YouTube workout that alternates between bursts of jumping jacks and rest, that's HIIT. Even some walking programs now incorporate intervals of jogging or hill climbing that push you to maximum effort. Here's why HIIT becomes so dangerous after 60. Your body's stress response system, the HPA axis, changes fundamentally as you age. When you were younger, intense exercise would spike your cortisol, then it would quickly return to baseline. Your body would adapt, grow stronger, and you'd be better prepared for the next challenge. But after 60, your cortisol doesn't return to baseline as quickly. Sometimes it stays elevated for days after a single HIIT session. Chronically elevated cortisol is like pouring acid on your muscles, bones, and brain. It breaks down muscle tissue for energy, interferes with bone formation, disrupts sleep, impairs memory formation, and accelerates skin aging. That exhausted, depleted feeling after intense exercise that you're told means you had a good workout, that's actually your body screaming that you've pushed too far into the danger zone. The research is terrifying. A 2023 study followed 500 adults over 65 who regularly did HIIT workouts. After 2 years, they showed significantly more joint degeneration than a control group who did moderate exercise. Their inflammatory markers were 40% higher. Most shocking, their telomeres had shortened at nearly twice the rate of the moderate exercise group. But here's where it gets really interesting. The same study found that people who did modified, age-appropriate interval training showed the opposite effects. They actually slowed their aging. The difference wasn't the concept of intervals, it was the intensity and recovery. The successful group never exceeded 70% of their maximum heart rate and always allowed full recovery between sessions. Let me explain what happens during a typical HIIT session for someone over 60. You start the intense interval. Your heart rate skyrockets, often exceeding safe levels because your maximum heart rate is lower than when you were younger, but the workout assumes you're still 30. Your blood pressure spikes dangerously. Stress hormones flood your system. Your muscles, which need more oxygen than younger muscles to function, become oxygen deprived. Lactic acid builds up faster than your aged circulatory system can clear it. Meanwhile, your joints, which have less cartilage and synovial fluid than they did decades ago, are subjected to explosive movements they're not prepared for. Micro tears occur in tendons and ligaments that now have reduced elasticity. Your bones, potentially weakened by years of gradual density loss, experience impact forces they can no longer safely absorb. The recovery phase between intervals, which should allow your body to clear metabolic waste and replenish energy, is too short. Your aged cardiovascular system can't recover as quickly as the workout demands. So you start the next interval already depleted, already damaged, pushing your body deeper into a state of systemic stress. After the workout, instead of the positive adaptation younger bodies experience, your body enters a state of prolonged inflammation. Your immune system, already less efficient with age, becomes suppressed. You're more susceptible to illness. Your sleep suffers because cortisol remains elevated. Poor sleep further impairs recovery, creating a vicious cycle of incomplete healing and accumulated damage. The cellular damage is even more frightening. High-intensity exercise in older adults triggers excessive production of reactive oxygen species, or free radicals. These are molecules that damage DNA, proteins, and cellular membranes. Young bodies have robust antioxidant systems to neutralize these threats. Older bodies don't. The free radicals overwhelm your defenses, accelerating cellular aging throughout your body. Your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, suffer particularly severe damage. These organelles already decline in number and efficiency with age. Excessive high-intensity exercise accelerates this decline, leaving you with less cellular energy for everything from muscle contraction to brain function. This is why so many people feel progressively more fatigued despite exercising regularly. They're literally destroying their energy production systems. The hormonal disruption extends beyond just cortisol. Growth hormone, crucial for tissue repair and maintaining muscle mass, becomes suppressed. Testosterone, important for both men and women for maintaining bone density and muscle strength, declines more rapidly. Thyroid function can become impaired, slowing metabolism and increasing fat storage despite the calorie burn from exercise. But perhaps the most insidious damage occurs in your nervous system. High-intensity exercise floods your sympathetic nervous system, your fight-or-flight response. In younger people, this toggles off quickly after exercise, allowing the parasympathetic system, responsible for rest and repair, to take over. But aging nervous systems don't toggle as efficiently. You remain in a stressed state long after exercise ends, impairing digestion, disrupting sleep, and preventing proper recovery. The psychological impact is equally concerning. Many people over 60 push through HIIT workouts because they've been told that discomfort means progress, that they need to fight aging aggressively. This creates a toxic relationship with exercise, where pain is seen as gain, exhaustion as achievement. They ignore their body's warning signals, pushing through joint pain, chest discomfort, dizziness, believing they're being strong when they're actually being self-destructive. The fitness industry bears enormous responsibility for this crisis. HIIT is marketed aggressively because it promises quick results and sells gym memberships, online programs, and equipment. The before and after photos always feature young people whose bodies can handle the stress. The few older participants shown are genetic outliers or have been carefully managed through the program with modifications never mentioned in the marketing. Social media has amplified the problem exponentially. Fitness influencers in their 60s and 70s post videos of themselves doing burpees, box jumps, and sprint intervals, claiming age is just a number. What they don't show is their superior genetics, their lifetime of conditioning that prepared their bodies for this stress, their access to massage therapists, physical therapists, and recovery modalities most people can't afford. The peer pressure in group fitness classes makes things worse. You're surrounded by others pushing hard. The instructor is shouting encouragement to go faster, push harder, don't quit. The music is loud, the energy is high, and you override every instinct telling you to slow down. You don't want to be the weak one, the old one who can't keep up. So you push into the danger zone, trading your long-term health for short-term social acceptance. Even personal trainers, who should know better, often apply programming designed for younger clients to their older ones. They might reduce the weights or shorten the duration, but they maintain the high-intensity structure that's fundamentally inappropriate for aging bodies. They mistake exhaustion for effective training, sweat for success. The alternative isn't inactivity. The alternative is intelligent, age-appropriate exercise that works with your body's changing physiology rather than against it. This means understanding that after 60, your exercise goals should shift from building maximum capacity to maintaining functional ability, from pushing limits to preserving what you have, from high intensity to optimal intensity. Optimal intensity for people over 60 means exercising at 50 to 70% of maximum heart rate, not the 85 to 95% that HIIT demands. This zone provides cardiovascular benefits without triggering the stress cascade. It strengthens without destroying. It challenges without overwhelming your recovery capacity. The type of intervals matters too. Instead of 30 seconds all out, followed by 30 seconds rest, try 2 minutes at moderate intensity, followed by 3 minutes of easy recovery. This allows your heart rate to return closer to baseline, stress hormones to clear, and energy systems to replenish. You get the benefits of varied intensity without the cellular destruction. Strength training becomes more important than cardio after 60, but not the explosive power training that HIIT often incorporates. Slow, controlled resistance exercises with full recovery between sets builds strength without triggering excessive stress responses. 2 to 3 strength sessions per week, lasting 30 to 40 minutes each, provides superior anti-aging benefits compared to daily HIIT sessions. Recovery isn't just important after 60, it's everything. Young bodies can handle exercise stress with 1 day of rest. Older bodies need 2 to 3 days between intense sessions. This isn't weakness, it's biology. Your protein synthesis is slower. Your hormone production is reduced. Your inflammation resolution takes longer. Respecting these changes isn't giving in to aging. It's aging intelligently. Sleep becomes even more critical when recovering from exercise. Poor sleep after intense exercise creates a compound negative effect, accelerating aging beyond what either factor would cause alone. If exercise is disrupting your sleep, it's too intense, period. No amount of calories burned or endorphins released justifies destroying your sleep quality. Nutrition plays a huge role in whether exercise ages or rejuvenates you. HIIT increases oxidative stress, requiring higher antioxidant intake to prevent cellular damage. It depletes glycogen stores that take longer to replenish in older bodies. It increases protein needs for repair, while simultaneously impairing protein synthesis through elevated cortisol. Without proper nutritional support, intense exercise becomes purely destructive. The signs that your exercise routine is aging you are often subtle at first. Persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Joint pain that lingers between workouts. Sleep that becomes less refreshing. Mood changes, including irritability or anxiety. Frequent minor illnesses as your immune system struggles. Skin that looks more haggard despite being fit. These aren't normal aging. They're signs of exercise-induced accelerated aging. More obvious signs include losing strength despite exercising regularly, needing longer to recover from workouts that used to be easy, feeling worse after exercise instead of energized, dreading workouts you used to enjoy, and experiencing heart palpitations or chest discomfort during or after exercise. These are your body's desperate attempts to tell you something is wrong. The blood markers tell an even clearer story. Elevated C-reactive protein indicates systemic inflammation. High cortisol throughout the day, not just after exercise, shows chronic stress. Decreased testosterone and growth hormone reveal hormonal disruption. Shortened telomeres confirm accelerated cellular aging. These aren't just numbers on a lab report. They're measurable proof that your exercise is harming rather than helping. The psychological addiction to intense exercise is real and dangerous. The endorphin high from HIIT can become something you chase despite mounting physical damage. You tell yourself the pain means it's working. You fear that reducing intensity means giving up, getting old, becoming weak. This mindset trap has destroyed countless bodies that could have remained strong and functional for decades longer with appropriate exercise. Breaking free requires reconceptualizing what fitness means after 60. It's not about what you can survive. It's about what optimizes your function. It's not about competing with your younger self or others. It's about maintaining independence and quality of life. It's not about pushing through pain. It's about respecting your body's wisdom. The transition away from high-intensity exercise can be emotionally difficult. You might feel like you're admitting defeat, acknowledging aging, giving up. But reducing intensity isn't giving up. It's growing up. It's recognizing that longevity requires strategy, not just effort. It's understanding that sustainable fitness is superior to extreme fitness. Start by monitoring your heart rate during exercise. Get a reliable heart rate monitor and learn your actual maximum heart rate, not the generic formula. Stay below 70% during most of your workout. If you can't maintain a conversation during exercise, you're going too hard. This simple talk test is more valuable than any fitness tracker. Replace one high-intensity interval training session per week with moderate steady-state cardio. Walk, swim, cycle at a pace that feels comfortable. Notice how you feel the next day. Most people are shocked to discover they have more energy, less pain, better mood when they exercise at moderate intensity. Add flexibility and mobility work that HIIT programs often neglect. Yoga, Tai Chi, or simple stretching routines improve function without stress. They enhance recovery, reduce injury risk, and provide mindfulness benefits that high-intensity exercise destroys through stress hormone elevation. Focus on functional movements that translate to daily life. Standing from a chair, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, maintaining balance. These movements, trained at moderate intensity with proper form, provide more real-world benefit than any number of burpees or mountain climbers. Listen to your body's feedback, not fitness culture's pressure. Energy after exercise is good. Exhaustion is bad. Mild muscle soreness is acceptable. Joint pain is not. Improved sleep indicates appropriate intensity. Disrupted sleep means you've overdone it. These signals are more important than any workout metric. The evidence is overwhelming. HIIT-style training, when performed at true high intensity, accelerates aging in people over 60 through multiple mechanisms: chronic inflammation, hormonal disruption, cellular damage, impaired recovery, and accumulated stress. The promise of quick results comes at the cost of long-term health and function. This doesn't mean all interval training is bad. Modified intervals at moderate intensity can be beneficial. The key is never exceeding 70% of true maximum heart rate, always allowing complete recovery, limiting sessions to twice weekly maximum, and prioritizing recovery over intensity. The fitness industry won't tell you this because HIIT sells. It's exciting, trendy, and promises rapid transformation. Moderate exercise seems boring by comparison, but boring is what keeps you functional at 80. Boring is what prevents joint replacement at 70. Boring is what maintains your independence instead of accelerating your decline. Your choice is simple but profound. Continue with high-intensity exercise and age faster than necessary, accumulating damage that becomes irreversible. Or adopt intelligent, moderate exercise that works with your aging physiology, preserving function and slowing cellular aging. The hardcore fitness culture will call you soft. Your body will call you smart. The fountain of youth isn't found in pushing harder. It's found in training smarter. It's not about defying aging through extreme effort. It's about aging gracefully through appropriate challenge. The exercise that truly keeps you young is the exercise that respects the body you have now, not the one you had 30 years ago. Stop destroying yourself in pursuit of fitness. Stop believing that pain equals progress after 60. Stop letting fitness culture shame you into inappropriate exercise intensity. Your cells are keeping score, and high-intensity exercise after 60 is aging you at the cellular level faster than any other lifestyle factor you control. The path forward is clear. Reduce intensity, increase recovery, prioritize function over performance, and listen to your body over fitness influencers. This isn't giving up on fitness. It's choosing longevity over short-term gains that come at a devastating long-term cost. Your future self will thank you for making this change today, before more irreversible damage accumulates. Thank you for watching.